The extinct reptiles included an even more diverse group of animals that ranged from the marine plesiosaurs, plesiosaurs, and ichthyosaurs to the giant plant-eating and meat-eating dinosaurs of terrestrial environments. Taxonomically, Reptilia and Synapsida, a group of mammal-like reptiles and their extinct relatives, were sister groups that diverged from a common ancestor during the Middle Pennsylvanian epoch, approximately 312 million to 307 million years ago. For millions of years, representatives of these two groups were superficially similar. However, slowly lifestyles diverged, and from the synapsid line came hairy mammals that possessed an endothermic physiology and mammary glands for feeding their young. All birds and some groups of extinct reptiles, such as selected groups of dinosaurs, also evolved endothermic physiology. However, the majority of modern reptiles possess endothermic physiology. Today only the leatherback sea turtle has near endothermic physiology. So far no reptile, living or extinct, has developed specialized skin glands continuous external covering of epidermal scales. Reptile scales contain a unique type of keratin called beta-keratin. The scales and interscalar skin also contain alpha-keratin, which is a trait shared with other vertebrates. Keratin main component of reptilian scales. Scales may be very small, as in the microscopic tubercular scales of dwarf geckos, Spherodactylus, or relatively large, as in the body scales of many groups of lizards and snakes. The largest scales are the scutes covering the shell of a turtle or the plates of a crocodile. Other features also define the class Reptilia. The occipital condyle is single. The cervical vertebrae in reptiles have midventral keels, and the intercentrum of the second cervical vertebra fuses to the axis in adults. Taxa with well-developed limbs have two or more sacral vertebrae. The lower jaw of reptiles is made up of several bones but lacks an anterior coronoid bone. In the ear, a single auditory bone, the stapes, transmits sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. Sexual reproduction is internal, and sperm may be deposited by copulation or through the apposition of cloaca. Asexual reproduction by parthenogenesis also occurs in some groups. Development may be internal, with embryos retained in the female's oviducts, and embryos of some species may be attached to the mother by a placenta. However, development in most species is external, with embryos enclosed in shelled eggs. In all cases, each embryo is encased in an amnion, a membrane industry as a whole. Reptiles do not have a great commercial value compared with fowl and hoofed mammals. Nonetheless, they have a significant economic value for food and ecological services, such as insect control, at the local level, and they are valued nationally and internationally for food, medicinal products, leather goods, and the pet trade. Reptiles have their greatest economic impact in some temperate and many tropical areas, although this impact is often overlooked because their contribution is entirely local. A monetary value is often not assigned to any vertebrate that provides pest control. Nonetheless, many lizards control insect pests in homes and gardens. Snakes are major predators of rodents, and the importance of rodent control has been demonstrated repeatedly when populations of rodent-eating snakes are decimated by snake harvesting for the leather trade. The absence of such snakes allows rodent populations to explode. Similarly, turtles, crocodiles, snakes, and lizards are regularly harvested as food for local consumption in many tropical areas. When this harvesting becomes commercial, the demands on local reptile populations commonly exceed the ability of species to replace themselves by normal reproductive means. Harvesting is often concentrated on the larger individuals of most species.